Hey, what's up, Hot Garbage Squad? We got another video today. I've been pretty busy, but I want to keep pushing at least one video per day, ideally. Anyways, today we are going to talk about how to build your Garo. So the biggest thing here is for beginners who don't have vampire runes, and two, obviously, is built vampire and the offset, right? So most people are going to debate on revenge or nemesis. I will talk about that, but for the beginning of this video, let's talk about my build. Okay, so my build is on vampire nemesis. I'm gonna show you each rune. This is a purple rune, legend rune, purple rune, legend rune, and a purple rune, right? So I have three purple runes here, so it's definitely not as efficient as it can be, but I think it's great. So one of the key things here is having 85 crit rate. Okay, if 85 crit rate is the minimum, I don't think you need 100, because this is going to be the counter to a lot of wind monsters like Diana, Triana, Thor, Ganymede, right? So you want to guarantee a crit onto wind monsters, right? And you'll see that I'm actually pretty decently fast with 124, and most oftentimes you pick Garo into RTA, you have a speed lead right here, leader skill. And if you don't, maybe you're playing like dragons, for example, or a rift dungeon, having like a verd lead is going to give it speed as well to scale for dragon attack, right? So this scale, I believe, does scale with your sorry, this one right here, the first skill, Ninja Star, scales with attack speed. So that's why you don't want it to be like negative speed. So the next thing you'll see is I have 8% accuracy. So accuracy is actually important because you want to use dragon attack to stun. Okay, having some accuracy, I only have 8%, but it's better than 0. I actually did notice the difference of stunning people with just 8 accuracy. Okay, the next thing I want to move on to is not having any wasted stats. So you see I have 15 resistance. I don't have any wasted stats there, right? So I can get more into other things. And those other things is going to be HP and defense, right? Having HP is actually really good on your Garo, because when you heal up higher, you take less, you have more HP to take less damage from like wind units, right? And you heal up higher, right? So that's why I have 300 defense and 9,000 HP almost. They're all pretty beefy. Like, look at this rune, right? Pretty beefy rune here. So I wouldn't rune your Garo super squishy. If you are a beginner player and you don't have vampire runes, I would just rune it like Swift Blade, Fatal Blade, the sets you get from giants, because I am assuming you're farming giants to a good reasonable amount before you move on to dragons, because you don't want to move on from giants with like broke back Swift sets and then move to get Vaunt runes, because Vaunt is super OP. Okay, your 4-star Vaunt runes are not OP compared to your amazing giant speed 10 runes. Anyways, I would rune it, so like I said, 85 crit rate, as much speed and attack and crit damage as possible, with a little bit of accuracy to ensure that you are using your second skill and stunning something. And for those who ask me, I can't heal, I can't make use of a narrow escape. Well, for your beginner self, if you're like a fatal user or a blade user or a swift user, whatever it is, not vampire, what you can do is you bring in a healer, so that you can actually regain your HP and abuse this narrow escape to make sure you don't die from like a violent proc, unless you proc 3 billion times, right? So that's how I would try to pair up your Garo in a different situation. You won't be 1v3 like I am, because you don't have vampire runes, not even maybe 2v3, right? Because you need sustain units to make Garo shine, and that's where the vampire set comes in. So if you're like me and you got a vampire set, which most of you should, then the question is nemesis or revenge, right? So revenge only gives you a percentage of 15% to counter attack, right? So 15% is not consistent, right? You don't know when you'll revenge. And honestly, I've seen top players run revenge, I've seen top players run nemesis. I think it is whatever your offset, it has better rune quality. It's all about efficiency and how many stats you can get with your revenge or nemesis set, right? If you have a blade set, okay, I understand you can use that, but if you have the good rune quality, then you won't need the 12% bonus from blade, and you can use revenge or nemesis, because it works so well with this kit, with solo potential for revenge and nemesis with his passive to get a lot of attack bar, right? So like I said, best set, I'm gonna say the worst set is blade, well, broken, all broken, blade, then either revenge or nemesis, depending on your rune quality. Okay, and I'll give you my opinion, like, on using revenge and nemesis. Okay, when I play RTA, sometimes you use, you're talking about cleaving, really. If you know, you unload your team and then your Garo is the only one remaining, I guess like a Genhia Thor team, for example, you have win potential with revenge, because when Genhia Thor targets you, it's only you on the playing field remaining, right? So you have potential to revenge and kill the whole team, or sometimes you may have revenge possibilities and then it lowers them enough for you to finish off with Garo, right? Those are the big benefits using revenge. But then sometimes you just can't count on the 15% unless you're a Lucker dog, right? So for me, I prefer Nemesis just because I can always count on the Nemesis because it always activates, right? But also keep in mind, like, look at my Garo, right? This Nemesis rune, I'm probably not getting better than this one on a revenge rune, just because I don't farm dragons, right? And honestly, like, am I gonna get better than this? Probably not. This is a good rune. This is like an amazing rune for Garo, right? So like for me, my Nemesis runes are better than my revenge, and that's how it just worked out. So in the end, to conclude, if you're a beginner, you know, make sure you use your giant sets. The ideal build is going to be Vampire because you want to abuse its kit, and Revenge or Nemesis, I already explained to you the reasons why you want to use each one, but ultimately preference, and I honestly don't see anything else other than Revenge Nemesis. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know what monster you want to see next in the comments below.